delighted to invite our chief guest of this Business 2022, a great friend, batchmate, but most proudly for all of us in the TKMCE Alumni fraternity, the Chief Executive Officer of Kerala Startup Mission, Government of Kerala. Please welcome Mr. Anup. But before he comes on to say a few words, let me give him a little bit of a brief into, his entrepreneurial side of what he's been doing before he got into this business of driving the industry in Kerala. Anup is a serial entrepreneur. He's an organizer and a technology enthusiast. He's the co-founder of several technology startups and serves as the Chief Executive Officer of GenPro Research. GenPro Research, for your information, is a next-generation services and technology partner for the pharmaceutical, biotechnology, and medical devices industry, which Anup conceptualized and co-founded through Creera Solutions as one of the first data analytics companies in 2004, which quickly gained traction in clinical trials, predictive analytics, and in fact, he directly managed the company for 12 years. A graduate in computer science and engineering from TKM College of Engineering, Anup has worked with multinationals such as GE, NEC, Lucent, and Nortel in various managerial capacities before starting Creera. When working with GE, he was also instrumental with a number of quality initiatives that were being undertaken by the companies in the late 90s. He underwent his management education in the FW All-In Graduate School of Management at Wellesley, Massachusetts. He's also a postgraduate in computational biology and bioinformatics from University of Kerala. So very educated, a very successful entrepreneur, and now Chief Executive Officer of Kerala Startup Mission. Mr. Anup Ambika, please.
Thank you, Binsu, and a very good evening to all of you, all the dignitaries on and off the dais, and my friends from TKM College of Engineering. There is one thing about LinkedIn. When you don't have a job, you actually kind of tend to put a lot of buzzwords and catchwords into your LinkedIn profile. And this was just a display of when somebody picks up that LinkedIn profile and then explains about the person in front of you. And I apologize for all those, buzzwords and keywords that Binsu has presented. But he asked me yesterday, can you give me a note on your profile? I can obviously put up a note which will make you look really bad from your college days. But if you really want to look good, then please give me a note. And I did not give him that note, and he had to take it from LinkedIn. That's why such a display of buzzwords here. But thank you very much for the organizers for inviting me here today to give me an opportunity to talk to all of you and interact with you. My primary objective is to talk to people across the world, especially the Malayali diaspora, and tell them that there is an opportunity that is available in Kerala. Okay. And when you look around, I think many of you, or let me just ask with a few questions. How many of you have already plunged into the world of entrepreneurship? May I have a raise of hands? Anybody has started the company in this group? No, but I don't see a raise of hands though. Huh? All right, I think probably 30% of the group. Most of them are entrepreneurs. Okay, wonderful. So, the reason why I ask this question is whenever I go to an audience, I just find out what is the appetite for people to plunge into entrepreneurship. And I usually see 5 to 10% interest that is coming out of the audience generally. And that is the number that I see here, even though, most of them are entrepreneurs. But I just want to give you an overview of what is possible in Kerala and what is Kerala Startup Mission and how we might be able to help you set up something in Kerala. That is my primary objective. I was actually traveling to Düsseldorf, Germany, attending one of the largest medical conferences, medical equipment conferences, right before this trip. And then after that, I also attended Slush, which is one of the largest startup festivals, which is happening in the dark rooms of Finland. So I get a slice of what is happening around the world. And then I come back, I start looking at Asianet, and I keep getting all these negative things about Kerala. Everything negative, you know. You look at it every day, every single day you have bad news coming about Kerala. The first message that I would like to convey to you is not everything is bad in Kerala. Okay? We have the intellect, and there is this story that I quote. A Malayali mason versus a Bengali mason. You look at the way they craft a building. There is absolutely a difference. There is a certain amount of mastery, a certain amount of perfection that the Malayali professional brings onto the table. That knowledge, that creativity, that intellect, that is our biggest advantage. But then the problem starts, right? That intellect is never being used for the full potential of the state. അപ്പോൾ എന്നോട് ആരോ പണ്ടിരിക്കെ പറഞ്ഞു ഈ വിന്ധ്യൻ അപ്പുറം കടന്നാൽ മാത്രമേ മലയാളി വർക്ക് ചെയ്യൂ. Some gene gets muted until you cross the Western Ghats. The moment you cross back, that gene gets turned on again, wherein you don't want to work, you want to relax. You go to Dubai, you go to Europe, you go to US, you go to Australia, you go to Europe, anywhere, godforsaken places, Finland. You see Malayalis working extremely, extremely hard and making wonderful things. And some of the people that are sitting here are the excellent examples of that hard work, the things that have come out of that hard work. Why is it that it is not possible in Kerala? That is a question that we are asking ourselves for a very, 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 very long time. Because Vinod Dham, I don't know how many of you have heard about Vinod Dham. He is the father of the Pentium chip. Most of you, at least my timers would have seen an advertisement which says that Intel Inside. There was an advertisement that would go which says Intel Inside. And Intel came up with what is called a Pentium chip at that time, which was the fastest processor that was available in the market, which kind of changed the way in which computers were built or processing was done, right? Vinod Dham was there in Technopark last week. So I asked him this question. There is this parallel that the industries minister usually draws. Samsung Electronics started their venture in 1969. And Keltron was established in 1972. So you can say that it's pretty much around the same time when Samsung Electronics started their journey and Keltron started the electronics journey of Kerala. And you might remember that the Keltron TVs were the most used color TVs in India at that time. The signaling systems that you would see, the traffic signaling systems that are being used across India, even today, I think is being manufactured by Keltron. But we definitely lost out on the electronics game. We were the first to start Technopark, the concept of Technopark. It was started in early 90s when TI Systems was just coming to Bangalore and setting up their first shop. There was a handful of companies in Bangalore at the time when Technopark was coming up. But when you look at it, you only contribute to 1% of the 1 or 2% of the software exports of the entire country. We started Startup Village much before startup was a fashionable word in India. I still remember when I wanted to start my first company, my parents, my in-laws, my relatives, my wife's relatives, everybody thought that I'm mad. You know, why do you even want to come back from US and start your own company? I mean, you at least pick up a job here. Please don't start a company. Why do you want to do that? But from there, startups has now become a very fashionable word. And Startup Village played a major role in democratizing that entire concept of startups within the country. But then we are not able to pick up on that momentum and move forward. And I'll tell you the latest example, which is extremely interesting. There is a company called Agnikul that is based out of Hyderabad, which actually raised $20 million in funding at a valuation of around $200 million, if I remember right. Yesterday, another company called Skyroot actually went ahead and launched the first indigenously developed rockets, which is a direct threat to ISRO. We started the space park, if you remember, 3 years back in Kerala. But unfortunately, that took a wrong turn and went into the wrong kind of attention and the negative publicity. And now we are looking at the Bangalore's and the Hyderabad's catching up on the space story, which is going to be the most powerful story of the entire world because people are trying to get settled in other planets. That's the way things are moving forward. So, a place like Kerala, a place like Trivandrum, where all the space talent is available. I mean, there was this joke. There was a SpaceX exhibition or something in Bangalore. Somebody went and attended that exhibition, came back and said that everybody who attended the SpaceX exhibition talks Malayalam because at one point of time or the other they have worked in Trivandrum or in VSSC or LPSC or something like that. But there is no startup that attended SpaceX from Trivandrum. Why is that? And whose responsibility is it? Is it only government's responsibility? Is it our responsibility? I don't know. But then let me tell you a few stories of what has worked in Kerala. There is a company called Terumo Penpal, which produces 40 million blood bags out of the city of Trivandrum, which is the largest blood bag manufacturing facility in the entire world, which was started by an IAS officer turned entrepreneur. I was in Germany, I told you. There was a stall called St. Mary's Rubbers. St. Mary's or St. John's Rubbers, Kanjirapalli. St. Mary's Rubbers. St. Mary's Rubbers, Kanjirapalli. All they do is make surgical gloves. The turnover is 250 crores. There are companies like Dencare, Agape Diagnostics, Jayon Implants, SFO Technologies, which is doing manufacturing. There is a company called IBS, which is controlling the entire world's cargo. And, you know, the CEO of IBS was saying that if you have ever traveled through any of these major airports in the world, you possibly would have used IBS's software. So that crafting is possible. That perfection or the quality is possible. What do we really need? We really need to flip the tables and start thinking a little positively about the state. We need to set aside the negativity, start looking at the good things that are happening within the state, and give the state another chance. And Dr. Shahul Hamid was mentioning about an interaction that he had with the freshers, the students, some 800 of them in TKM College of Engineering. I was actually mesmerized with the energy that came from the younger generation because a lot of those people actually stood up and said that they want to get into entrepreneurship. And I asked the question, why do you want to do that? Because most of them wanted to make an impact. More than money, more than fame, more than knowledge, I think this generation is starting to look at making a difference. And there is no better way, ladies and gentlemen, than to make a difference. You know, being an entrepreneur probably is the best way to do that. You touch people's lives, you create jobs, you make marriages happen, you make houses run. That is one of the biggest things. So what can we do as Kerala Startup Mission? One thing that I would like to tell you is that we are planning to start something called Startup Infinity, which is going to be a startup facilitation center that will come up in multiple countries. We are planning to launch that sometime early next year in alignment with the budget, so that there is also a presentation that is coming from the government. Government also gets the brownie points. That Startup Infinity is going to be a place where people could come together and co-create. And when I say co-create, as part of your enterprise that you're running, or as part of the job that you're currently doing, you might come up with a pain point. And a pain point always results in a product. So how do you address that pain point? I see something around me, I want to solve that problem, and oftentimes I forget about that problem because I don't have the technical expertise to solve that problem. So how can you help? You go to Startup Infinity, you present that problem, we will present that problem in front of the startup ecosystem, which is 3,900 companies strong. We have 3,900 companies as part of the Kerala startup ecosystem, out of which 1,000 companies are early revenue stages and 400 companies are in steady revenue stages. So let me tell you that we have got a pretty strong startup ecosystem that is out there, who actually works from life sciences to healthcare to food to drones to IT. So it's not just about information technology. We work on a variety of arenas wherein we employ technology. And somebody was asking me, how do you define startup, right? We define startup like this. If you're a company which transforms a product, a process, or a business model by employing technology. And technology need not necessarily be information technology. You're finding a new way of building something, that is technology. You're finding a new way to hydrate the mouth of ulcer patients, that is technology. So any kind of technological applications to solve a pain point that is around you, which will help that entrepreneur to create a business at scale. That is what we define as startup. And startups usually go for exponential growth. And I'm assuming that you guys know what is an exponential growth. Usually we grow. Healthy enterprises grow at 10, 20, 30% every year. But startups, the definition is that the curve will be an exponential curve. Even though you will start your revenue small, as you go on, in the next 2-3 years, this is going to exponentially shoot up. I am not a big fan of unicorns, as they call it. I am not a valuation person. I believe in sustainable businesses. So what I would like to urge you is that look around you in your workplaces, look around you in your businesses, look around you while you travel, look around you while you observe these new things that are happening in UAE or the rest of the countries that you travel. If you believe that one of them can be replicated, we can build it in Kerala. Use Startup Infinity. Until Startup Infinity is ready, you can reach out to me. All these people, you can go to Nujum or Binsu. They will have my coordinates and you can reach out to me. And what is the financial support that we can give? You reach out to me if that idea is vetted, and most of this financial support is not going to be significant for people from UAE because it's very small. We are talking about supporting student entrepreneurs, ideators, farmers, etc., etc. But I will let you know anyways, because you can also tell your relatives that such things are available. If you have an idea that has a commercial value that people can take a look at, that idea will be given 3 lakhs in grant. You don't have to pay it back to convert that into a minimum viable prototype. Once you have the minimum viable prototype, you will get financial assistance up to 15 lakhs in grant in order to create what is called a product that you can take to market. And that can come in multiple stages. It can be a marketing grant if you already have a product. It can be a scale-up grant if you're a small company you want to scale up, etc., etc. Beyond that, we also have a 50 lakhs of seed loan that we provide at 6% interest rate. We have access to a large number of angel investors who actually put money into the ideas. So If you go beyond that 50 lakhs, you want $100,000 or $200,000, there are people in the network who will be able to support you with that. Once you scale a little bit, you also have what is called fund of funds, which the government of Kerala has created along with Kerala Startup Mission and some of the venture capital firms, wherein they have a mandate to invest in Kerala-based companies. And we have the first unicorn that is coming out of Kerala called Open, in which we have we invested 10 crores or 20 crores or something like that. Our equity in that company is now worth 120 crores. So we have made significant traction in terms of investing into companies. So these are some of the areas in which we will be able to help you. What I would like to urge you to think about is some of the sunrise sectors that we are currently approaching. Okay? We have traditional strengths in healthcare, medical equipment, life sciences, food and agriculture, packaging and logistics, and space technologies. If any of you feel that there is something that you would like to pursue as part of your entrepreneurial ambitions in any of these sectors or any other sectors, but these are sectors in which we have a lot of strength in, please reach out to us. Please make use of the Startup Infinity program that will be coming. We are hoping to establish that in Dubai, and there is a guy named Sibi who's running an organization called Startup Middle East, very, very dynamic guy, Malayali again. So Sibi will be running that show, and you will have the space to go, co-create, talk to each other about what are the problems that you're having, what are the solutions that you might be able to come up with, and you will be able to make use of that. So I would like to take this opportunity to urge each and every one of you for only one thing. Take the negative news that keeps pumping to you every single day through our digital media and news channels. Keep it aside for a moment. Look at the good things that are happening. We have a beautiful country. We have great people, great intellect. We have systems that support entrepreneurs. What we really need is people with global exposure coming and helping Kerala to become the startup hub of the world. And we can do that. I'm not going to say that we are going to be another Israel. No. But we can do that in certain sectors. And those sectors are the ones where we have the traditional strength. So with that, I would like to conclude my words for the day. I thank my friends, organizers, and all of you for giving me this opportunity to talk and present in front of you. And I really, really hope that you will make use of the opportunity. And if you have any questions about how to start up, what are the programs that we have, please feel free to catch me offline after the formal function, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anup, for that powerful yet enlightening message and around the activities of Kerala Startup Mission. We wish you continued success as you continue to drive change, being the leading guide in the industry of Kerala. But we are also thankful for the tremendous support that you've provided for Business 2022 from the moment it was conceived. I know you've had a busy schedule flying straight here from Helsinki, but we truly appreciate that, and thank you very much once again.